Man, it's kind of crazy right now, and I'm really excited for the season because, like, if you know my story, then you know how important this is to me. I mean, starting to play football a lot later than a lot of people, I was already an underdog, but I worked my way all the way up, and now I'm getting onto a college football team. Though in my first year, it was a lot of ups and downs, not really being able to start on the team for a while, and it is what it is though, because now I'm on the starting lineup where I should be. And not only that, if you're not caught up at all, we got a brand new quarterback. He was a 5-star out of Oklahoma. I mean, the dude's nice. He committed to us instead of going to his home school in Oklahoma, which was kind of crazy, but hey man, we got the #1 quarterback in the nation now. Though it kind of sucked for my boy Tyler. He was the backup quarterback last year, and he was fighting for the starting position here, but he just couldn't be 5-star Jordan Jones in that quarterback battle. As a matter of fact, they ended up splitting reps against Wake Forest in the first game, and Jordan just looked way better, so he's a starting quarterback now. And unfortunately for Tyler, he's on the bench once again. Probably gonna transfer next season. And now, with our team looking like this, with a pretty good lineup, I know this season finna be crazy. Let's get it. Now, after we ended up beating Wake Forest, we had FCS East next, and I'm gonna be honest, against this school, it was just straight stat padding. I mean, everybody was getting everything they wanted to get whenever they wanted to get it. And I mean, especially me, like I was getting that ball, and it was almost like seeing an NFL team play against a high school team. It was like nobody out there could touch me at all. Like my agility, everything got better over the summer, and I've been working real hard, and it really showed in this game. I mean, obviously it is an FCS school, so you really can't judge it too much, but I mean, hey, I was going crazy. Matter of fact, these are stats I put up in this game right here. And as for the score, just know we put up 50 and they ain't put nothing up. So, like I said, this is one of those games that really shouldn't have happened, but hey, we did need this momentum. Because heading into the next game, which is versus Auburn, we was going to need it. Because look, Auburn's #1 wide receiver, Cam Coleman, he's been playing pretty good in his first couple games of the year. And he was looking to be one of the best wide receivers in the nation. I mean, obviously behind me, if you ask me, but he's playing pretty good. And he's 6'3", real fast, so he's going to be real tough to guard. But our #1 cornerback, Jalen Davis Robinson, took it upon himself and let coach know that he wants to be guarding Cam the entire game, so he can make sure Cam doesn't do too much this game as he's been doing in the last couple games of the year. And man, when I tell y'all, it was almost like Cam wasn't even out there in the first half. That boy JDR was doing his thing. Now, Cam might have caught a couple passes, but there really wasn't nothing because JDR wasn't allowing anything over the top. And that's the way that Cam has really been balling out throughout these first couple games. And JDR wasn't letting it happen. And unfortunately for Auburn, Cam was basically their whole offense because when he was locked up, they couldn't move the ball. So our defense was getting stops consistently, and our offense, well, shoot, we was doing our thing. Cause see that boy Jordan, he looked real comfortable out there. You wouldn't even think that he was actually a freshman, but man, throwing dots all around the field, getting everybody the ball. I mean, I loved it. Everybody loved it, but especially me. I mean, me and Jordan, we're going a pretty good relationship, and I let him know that I'm here for him and he's here for me. You feel me? So we finna go crazy, and that's what we was doing. It was like I was the #1 wide receiver over Elijah because it just seemed like Jordan threw it to the slot a lot more than he threw it to the outsides, and I loved it. And with how many times he gave me the ball underneath, it really opened up the deep routes, which was Elijah down the field, a big bomb down the field off a post route. And Elijah got his first touchdown of the game in the second quarter, and that put us up by 2 scores. And so heading into the second half, we was up 21-7. If you're wondering how Cam is doing, well, he's kind of still getting locked up by JDR. I mean, that boy JDR was really like just pressing him, doing anything he wanted to Cam. You wouldn't even think that Cam was having the season that he was having the way JDR was doing. And I mean, this type of game right here is just the perfect game for JDR to really start building up that momentum because this is his last season here in college. And if he can keep on having games like this throughout this year, he's going to be one of the first cornerbacks picked up in the draft without a doubt. But anyways, we ended up winning this game 35-14. I mean, just did them boys dirty because Cam couldn't do nothing. JDR was all over them, and our offense was doing our thing. So yeah, big dub. And now that we had a couple of games playing at home, it's finally time to travel. We're on the road playing Rice. And I'm gonna be honest, it was almost like this game just came and went. Because I mean, especially after beating Auburn, the way that we did them, like Rice just really stood no chance. The roster was nowhere near Auburn's roster, and obviously nowhere near ours. And I got to give it to them. They got a pretty decent coach over there. I mean, they do pretty good against teams that are on their level, but when it came to us, they couldn't do nothing in this game at all. And to be honest, it was really mostly our defense that was really doing them dirty. I mean, like, we had so many sacks in this game, it was actually crazy. So the quarterback on their team had no time to even think in the pocket. And so they just had to keep on putting us the ball back every single possession down there. And we weren't just getting huge plays every single time. I mean, they was fighting a little bit, but we were still driving down the field pretty easily. Jordan was just throwing dots all around the field. And really, it was nothing Rice could do at all about it. Because the way our O-line was blocking, boy, hey, Jordan had all the time in the pocket that he needed to do anything he wanted to. And as for me and Elijah, well, it was looking just like how we did in high school. Once again, both balling out. So much so that by the end of this game, that boy Elijah had about 7 catches, 167 yards, and a touchdown. And me, 8 catches, 152 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And for Jordan, we had to be happy for him because, man, that boy was going crazy as a freshman. Now, we haven't played against the best teams that we're going to eventually play against, but hey, he's doing his thing right now, and we got to be happy for him. But we was going to need him to do that once again. Here against FSU, now they're not as good as they used to be, right? Because last season, they had a terrible year. But this year, they definitely made some strides on offense, especially after now having wide receivers, Darnell Lee, and Luane McCoy. Now, Luane is a real fast receiver, so we're going to see what happens. We're going to see how our defense plays in this game. But it really shouldn't matter because they're not ranked right now. We are ranked number 6 in the nation, undefeated right now, so we got to keep this going. Now, to start the game, FSU was just starting trying to get their run game going. Their running back, Cam Davis, picked up a pretty good game, 15 yards. But he almost costed them their first drive of the game because he fumbled the ball, but he's lucky that they picked the ball back up. Should have been ours. Now, I don't know what they was doing, but they really wasn't passing the ball in this drive. They kept on trying to run the ball and eventually got to 3rd down. It was 3rd and 10. Because of this, they had to pass the ball. Now, their quarterback, Luke, I ain't gonna say his last name, was a pretty conservative quarterback. Even knowing that he got pretty good receivers on his team, he still decided to go for the route that wasn't even at the 1st down marker. And because of that was the end of their drive and they got to punt the ball. Now, we didn't gain much off that punt, so it was our turn. And Jordan, to begin this drive off, was doing all the right things. Taking the underneath routes when it was wide open, tight end wide open, picking up 1st downs. Even got me a couple times on drag routes and, hey man, was looking good for our first drive. Well, up until the FSU D-line had enough of it. Ended up picking up 2 sacks in a row. And at that point, Jordan just started running backwards. I don't know what he was doing, but he needed to lock in. And he did, because I was on a streak route. Ended up getting wide open. The safety couldn't get over to help. And I got a wide open touchdown. Big play. And then my little dancey dance in the end zone. And we scored the first points of the game. And when it was FSU's turn, they couldn't score a touchdown and match what we did. But they did get some points after getting a field goal. But now was our chance to go ahead and extend this lead. And that's what we was planning to do. Because, yeah, FSU might have gotten some better players on offense, but the defense just wasn't there, especially when they had to guard me, killing this man on this corner route for another touchdown. Hey, man, going crazy. And now it's FSU's turn to try to retaliate. They only had 50 seconds left here in the first half to try to score a touchdown because we was up 14-3, and they was slowly getting down the field. But then a big play like this will get them all the way almost into the red zone, put them in scoring range. And at this point, the home crowd was going crazy because they felt like their team was going to score here in the red zone as their quarterback ended up scrambling, picking up a pretty good gain, almost getting to the 5. And now with time winding down, they decided to pass the ball. Quarterback climbed the pocket and tried to get it right into the middle of the field for the touchdown, but it went right to a defender for the pick in the end zone, right where you don't want to throw a pick at. And so, in the moment where they needed to score that touchdown, since we got the ball to start the second half, they couldn't do it. And that one touchdown that they couldn't score will basically lose them the game. Well, at least that's what we thought coming into the second half, but their defense had different plans. Like, it's actually crazy. Coming into this game, we thought their offense was going to be the main thing, like the main, challenger in this game, but really, it was the defense. Now, Jordan finally started to get some dots going on, getting us down the field, and, Elijah tried to hurdle somebody, but we ain't going to worry about that. But anyways, like I said, FSU's defense wasn't going for none of it. we thought we was good and we was a little bit too confident, especially Jordan, because he tried to fit this ball into Elijah on this post route in between the whole defense, but one of the safeties would come across the field and intercept that ball. And the thing about it is, Jordan's not known for really throwing interceptions, as he really hasn't thrown that many interceptions, and the ones he has thrown really hasn't been his fault. This time, it was his fault. It was just a bad read. Not only that, this was a drive we need to score to really, hit them while they're down. But now, we gotta hope our defense can come out and stop FSU once again. And well, at the beginning of FSU's drive, and it looked like the defense was gonna be able to get that stop, because it was moving effortlessly. I mean, screen plays was easy, passes was easy, everything was. They were just throwing dots, just getting down the field. They even got into the red zone, got to the 2-yard line, and then the quarterback did something real dumb. Once again, he threw another interception into the end zone. And it's only 2 minutes left in this game. So this interception right here thrown was real bad for them, because with them being down 14-3 and us now having the ball, this game was over with. And so we won the game, kneeing the ball out, winning this game 14-3. And in a game that was very defensive, I'll go crazy though still, with 5 catches, 136 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And I was really the only person that really had a great game. But anyways, it's on to the next one. And the next one was Oregon State, another pretty decent school. But us, we're ranked number 8 in the nation. I don't know how we failed, but we did. We're still 5-0 though, so we should be able to win this game. And in our first drive, we was looking real good. I was coming off of a drag route, caught this pass, and took it for about 40 yards down the field. I ended up getting caught, but hey, we got a big play to start the game, start off with some good momentum. And then Jordan couldn't really find no one open here, so he decided to go ahead and scramble, pick up a good 16 yards before getting hit out of bounds. And then ran an RPO with me as the bubble screen, and I was wide open for this easy touchdown to start this game off right. And just based off this first drive, compared to FSU, it don't look like Oregon State's gonna have the same defense that they did, so this could be a lot easier for us. And well, after our defense got a stop, offense on the field once again, Jordan would immediately get sacked. But if it's one of his best attributes he got, is the fact that he got that mentality that no matter what happens, throw a pick, get sacked, he gonna step up in that pocket and deliver a dot, make a big play, and he does the Cozart for a big play for 58 yards. Now look, in the first drive, Elijah really didn't get targeted, but here, finally getting the ball on the out route to pick up a first down. And then, not only that, Elijah will be the one to end this drive on a corner route for the touchdown to go ahead and extend this lead. And man, right now, ain't look like Oregon State can really keep up with us, because man, our defense is out there doing their thing, our offense is moving the ball easily, and yeah, we're going crazy. And we're playing like how we should be as the number 8 ranked team in the nation. We got to keep this thing going. And now, with just less than 2 minutes left in the first half, Oregon State was trying to get something going, but they really couldn't. I mean, the D-line was all over them. I mean, the quarterback was able to complete this pass right here, but other than that, they really couldn't do nothing unless it was on the ground. And they running back, Dejon Stanley, was picking up pretty good gains every time he got that ball. But after this big sack right here, it was like 3rd and 15. And for some reason, they decided to run the ball. Now, Dejon did pick up 11 yards, but that obviously wasn't enough, and they had to punt the ball back to us again. And so it was our turn to go ahead and try to get something with about a minute left in the first half. And I ended up getting the ball on this slant route, picking up a good gain, getting past the 50. But after the sack right here, it'll make it 3rd and 15. So Jordan wanted to go for it all right here, even though we probably should just ran the ball, let the clock go out. And it was almost intercepted. Luckily, Cozart played defense on it, so it wasn't. But now that was over with, it was the second half now. And here at home, with us being up 14-0, it was looking real good, and the crowd knew it too. But Jordan would throw this ball to our running back. He completed the catch, but he took a real big hit after that. But hey man, he ate that thing though, for real. And now, here in the red zone, with an opportunity to make this a 3-score lead, Jordan scrambles out to the left side. Tried to get to Elijah, but it was like severely just thrown behind him for some reason. And this isn't something that normally happens with Jordan. Now, I don't know what it was, nerves or something, but it might have just been a missed throw. It almost was intercepted for 6, but luckily Jordan was fast enough to get back there before the cornerback could pick 6 it. But it's one thing I hope is that Jordan don't beat himself up about this, because I know our defense can go out there and get a stop for us. And with them already being this close, the best stop that we can get is really just forcing 3 points. But hey man, they ended up getting an open out route, breaking a couple tackles, putting up a good game. But after that, our pass rush started getting to them boys, man. DT got there with a big sack. And I don't know if y'all know, but man, a sack just brings so much momentum to a defense. They went out there again and almost picked up another sack, but it just forced the incomplete pass, and that was on 3rd and 16, so they had to settle for 3 points. But funny enough, they missed the field goal. And so now we can extend this lead to 3 scores. We can go up 21-0, and that's what Jordan was planning to do. See, on this drive, it was a lot of him running, just basically rushing the whole time. And he ended up setting us up in the red zone from all the scrambling he was doing. Because, I mean, I guess they didn't have a spy out there contained because they forgot that Jordan had legs and he was going to use them. But now, in the red zone, he'll find Elijah. I mean, it was a pretty broken play. He ended up getting into the end zone and he ended up standing right back there. Nobody back there to guard him for some reason. It was an easy, just wide open touchdown to extend the lead to 3 scores. And with it being the 4th quarter, if Oregon State doesn't put up any points on this drive, this game is basically over with. And let's just say our CB2 Kyron Chambers would call game here. Basically, while he was going this out route all over it, the quarterback still threw it to him. Are you crazy? Interception. And this game is basically over with. As we were going to win this game 24-8. They scored a touchdown, but it was way over with. And Jordan would win player of the game with 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, pretty good completion percentage too. And he also had some rushing yards as well. And as for me and Elijah, well, I had 5 catches, 73 yards, a touchdown. And Elijah had 4 for 47 and 2. Not the greatest games, but still won the game. And that's really all that matters at the end of the day. Now this week, week 7, playing against Syracuse. And this is actually the first ranked opponent that we're playing against. They're ranked 20, we're ranked number 6. And off the rip, I'm getting wide open. Burnt my man down the field for this huge play touch. I mean, this was the first play of the game. And we set the tone off right for sure. Letting these fans know at their crib what they in for. Now Syracuse would go down the field, kick a field goal, but us, we were still looking for blood. Elijah kills his man on a corner route, picking up the first down. I mean, we all know over there is barbecue chicken, and it will be throughout the game. But if it's one thing that we realized as a team, is the fact that they corners and they defense just couldn't guard any of our wide receivers. Even our receiver 3, Kozart, boy, hey, that boy was making plays too. Got wide open down the field off this post route. Nobody was even near him when we got this either. Easy touchdown for him. And at this point, with it being 14-3, Syracuse had to do something. I mean, they had to move the ball somehow, and they was actually doing that up until they started throwing, contested passes. And our defense was getting all over that. I mean, up until on this play, when it was 3rd and 10, they threw it down into the flats to their running back, Willis. He broke a tackle and just took off, picked up the first down, and got even more off of it. But then as soon as they started to find a groove, that's when the pass rush started coming in, getting to the back, getting the quarterback before he could throw that ball. And this led them to 3rd down once again. And the quarterback found the guy down the field. It was a dot, and all the dude had to do was hold it. But our safety came in, made a big play, just clutch, made the dude drop the ball. And now they had to punt the ball because it was too far away for a field goal. And on offense, of course, we were still looking like how we was in the first 2 drives. Elijah wide open on the post route, getting that first down. And this dude Jordan was just real comfortable in that pocket. And like, how can you not be comfortable as a quarterback when your line is blocking the way they were? When your receivers is just open almost every single play. It was crazy out there. And Syracuse defense couldn't do nothing. And with their offense not doing nothing, yeah, it was real tough. And at this point, with how many stops our defense has been getting, it just became a blowout. And like, their defense hasn't even been competing at all. Elijah down the field, nobody can even keep up with anybody. Like, I can't even put into words how bad their defense was playing in this game. It was like anything we wanted, we could have. It was like we were scrimmaging with no defense on the field. And at this point, up a good, 4 scores in the 3rd quarter, we're just still going. I'm wide open on a drag route. As I said, nobody was ever being guarded in this game, basically. Like, it was just too easy. And once again, I'm wide open on another drag route. And this time, I tried to hurdle him. And it ain't work out, but hey, you don't need to worry about that. But anyways, after this touchdown right here, to make it 35-3 in the 3rd quarter, we'll get out the game because this game was basically over with. And we would kill them in this game 45-16. And look at Jordan Jones' stats, boy, he went crazy. And as for me, 3 catches, 116 yards, and a touchdown. And Elijah too, he also went crazy. 4 catches, 119 yards, and a touchdown as well. As we continue our win streak and look to continue this undefeated season. And after coming off a dominant performance like we just did, going into a game against a Louisville squad that's 1-5 right now. So yeah, we should definitely have this one in the bag. And I mean, they're probably not doing too well because their best player is quite literally their left tackle, Monroe Mills. I mean, other than him, they really haven't gotten too many good transfers or any recruits. So they're pretty mid-team. I mean, it shows by their record. Now, to start off the game, they wanted to be real aggressive with it, so they sent a heavy blitz at Jordan and they ended up getting back there to him. But then, on the next play, we ended up picking up on that blitz. And for some reason, they DB2, Aaron Williams, was trying to press up on me. Like, I'm not that guy. Like, are you crazy? I immediately got off that press and just completely burnt him over the top. I don't know if he thought that I was one of those speedsters that, can't handle the physicality, but hey, I could then. And then their offense was to get on the field. And honestly, it didn't look like a 1-5 offense because they was actually making plays. And our defense really wasn't stopping them at all. Like, it was just straight dot after dot. And I don't know who this quarterback is, to be honest with you, but he was doing his thing. Up until the point where our pass rushers finally had enough. One of our best edge rushers, Amari Ober, he ended up getting off that line and forced the quarterback to throw the ball out of bounds. And then on third down, when he went out, Adrian Cooper came into the game and ended up getting a sack. It was a shared sack, but he got there and forced the fourth down, and they had to kick this field goal here. And now, getting back to offense, trying to extend this lead, Elijah was on slant route. Got that ball, and when he ended up getting tackled, one of the defenders decided to come up to him and talk a little bit of trash. And if there's one thing I know about Elijah, is that he don't be going for that at all. And when this happened, it got him all riled up. He was ready for this drive. He told Jordan, yeah, this is his drive. And so, on the next play, Elijah was on the zig route, got wide open. Jordan got it out to him on the outside. He almost got the first down. Now, on the next play, it was me who would end up getting open on the slant route. Beat my man completely, picked up a good 25 yards off this play. And then, on the next play, we all knew who this ball was going to. We saw that Elijah was 1-on-1, 1v1 coverage, and it kind of looked like the DB had him for a second, but just at the last second, he got right past him, caught that ball, got his foot in there for that touchdown, both feet actually. And after this play, I could just see it in his face on the bench. This is going to be one of those games for Elijah. I mean, throughout this season, he really hasn't been showing out too much. He's second on the team right now with like around 600 yards, and it's about time he starts going stupid. And he would continue to go stupid, running this corner route with this dude right on his tail, but beat him to the outside just enough for Jordan to put that thing on the money. And then, thanks to the O-line blocking very well on this play, Elijah on the slant was able to get to the other side of the field, and Jordan got it right to him for Elijah's second touchdown of this game. And man, with the way we're playing right now, look, we're ranked number 4 in the nation, and we're definitely looking like it here against Louisville. Shoot, we should be. As me, Elijah, and Jordan all putting up monster performances here in the first half, as it's 21-0 right now. And shoot, now their offense is really showing why they are 1-5. The quarterback just can't seem to read our defense at all. Threw it right at our DB, and he almost took this thing for 6. But of course, the quarterback had to be the one to stop him from getting it. But this terrible offense will be the reason why they end up getting destroyed in this game. And it's actually kind of funny, because heading into this game, in the Heisman race, we got 2 people on our team that's on that race, me and Jordan. But it seemed like with the way that Elijah was playing in this game, that he wanted to be in that race too. And to be honest, at the end of the day, there was nothing Louisville could do to stop him from doing whatever he wanted to do. They tried to throw different type of coverages at him, but it kind of just seemed like they just gave up. And whenever it was 1-on-1 out of nowhere, he would just explode, just destroy whoever he was guarding, because they just weren't fast enough, they just weren't talented enough, skillful enough to guard him or stay in front of him. Jump balls, it didn't matter. He was catching all of those. And like last season, he was known as being the best freshman wide receiver. But this year, he kind of fell a little bit. But this game right here is definitely going to bring him back up. And we're going to win this game just completely dominating these dudes 50-14. And of course, Elijah had to get that player of the game. 10 catches, 217 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Without a doubt, his best game of this season. He's hoping to, continue what he's doing right now. Because, there is a chance, a possibility that all 3 of us could somehow be in the Heisman race. Now, as for my stats, had a good game. Obviously not as good as Elijah's, but pretty good though. 4 catches, 124 yards, and a touchdown. Quarterback, the beneficiary of all this, 17 for 24, 385 yards, 70% from the field is crazy, but man, 5 touchdowns to 1 interception as well. Now, right now, we're 8-0. We're heading into a bye week, so I guess this is the perfect time for us to, just look back at the last 8 games that we done played. And man, I'm just saying, we're balling out right now. Offensively, we're moving that ball and putting up some real great games against teams. Even though they're not the greatest of teams, I really just feel like our schedule isn't that, hard. But hey, we're doing what we're going to do with the schedule that we have. And the defense, well, they come through whenever they need to. And that's really all we can ask of him. Now, right now, the Heisman watch. Number 1 is Gerald Williams. Number 2 is that boy Jordan and me. I'm down there at 5, so we balling out. I mean, especially Jordan. The dude's a freshman right now, and he's number 2 in the Heisman race. Imagine if he wins it as a freshman. That would be crazy, but not impossible. And I mean, looking at his stats, I can see why. Right now, he got 2,585 yards on 71% with 29 touchdowns to 4 picks. He's going crazy, playing some great football, way better than we thought he would be playing coming into this year. And then for me being in the Heisman race too, 43 receptions so far, 985 yards and 13 touchdowns on the season. And that puts me at number 2 in the nation in receiving yards and tied at number 2 in receiving touchdowns. And then Elijah, 38 catches, 833 yards, and 11 touchdowns, which is looking like the best 1-2 punch in the nation right now. And we're looking to continue this dominance that we have. And because of this dominance right now, we're number 2 in the conference somehow. I mean, I guess it's because of our schedule. Clemson's number 1 at 6-1, 4-0 in the conference, but we're 8-0 right now. And in terms of rankings, number 1 is Georgia, number 2 is Clemson, and then us. And so now, with the second half of the season coming out of this bye week, we got to do everything we can to stay top ranked, get into that college football playoff, and, get it done. Because coming into the season, we was known as the underdogs. But it's our job to surprise everybody and prove them all wrong.